was a big shock to all of us. I think. I mean, I was absolutely convinced he would start the game after his performance against Motherwell. The fact that Clement took him off after 55 minutes against Motherwell was supposedly to gear him up for the midweek game. I mean, actually, Cerny came into the press conference after the Motherwell game and was asked, are you ready to start on Tuesday night? And honestly, he looked at the journalist as if he'd two heads. I mean, he said, of course I'm ready to start. So I'm 100% ready to go. So I was absolutely convinced he would start. I mean, the team sheet came out last night. Really surprising. And it's backfired on them. I mean, obviously Clement thought, his idea was always to bring him on in the second half. And, obviously Dynamo were a bit more tired. Cerny could maybe have a bigger impact. But when you make a decision like that, I'm saying he made the decision. Apparently, as we now know, it's the Ibrox medics that have made the decision, which I find quite strange. But when you make a decision like that, you run the risk of something happening that you can't control, like the red card. And basically, Cerny's introduction was rendered useless, basically, because he came on.
I'm going to stop you. Right. So you spoke to the player. The player wants to play.
Yeah.
You seem to be suggesting here that Clement wanted the player to play. So the player wants to play, the manager wants to play the player, and some wee medical guy said, no, you can't do that.
That's it.
No.
No.
Physios
and sports scientists are picking teams now. And I just said...
Well, that would be utterly ludicrous.
That's what's happened. I says to Jacko before we come on, I sat there last night when the manager said that and thought, can you imagine Walter Smith sitting after a game being asked about a player not playing, and he turns around and said, the medical staff told me not to play. I mean, it just beggars belief. And in all seriousness, that if the medics did make that decision last night, it's clearly backfired. If they continue to make decisions like that, Clement, it'll cost Clement his job.
You can't. I mean, I'll tell you what the medical department should do. They should go and check Tom Lawrence and check for a pulse. Because if he's fit to start as many games as he's started, he's offered nothing, he's doing nothing. And that's another thing we said before the game. The midfield three should have been Dujon Sterling with Diamonde and Connor Barron. That was the three. And if he had that three on, I think they would have had much more control of the game. They had, I mean, it wasn't as if they were getting, torn apart. It was actually two very, very average sides.
You're right.
But I firmly believe with Sterling's energy in the centre of the pitch, it would have been a very, very different 90 minutes.
But also, see if Cerny's fit for 45 minutes.
Play him in the first 45.
Play the first 45. Go and try and win the game.
Yeah.
Like you say, when he came on it, the game was basically gone. By the time he got on.
Gone.
Well, he was on the park a couple of minutes, wasn't he, when the red card?
He gets sent off.